and swim. Actually, I take that back. I swam 4 miles in the Hudson Bay. And I know it sounds stupid, but when I entered from the beach in Santa Monica training for the Hudson Bay swim, I was pulled out and it was only me out there. And it took me 15, 20 minutes to get back in. And it was kind of traumatizing for me. I don't think that I was actually stuck. I just think that I felt the waves, pulling me and pushing me, pulling me and pushing me. And it was traumatizing.
One of the most powerless I ever felt, we were in Hawaii. We were there for my 30th birthday. And my friend Slater, who's a Maui local, took us out to the edge, the farthest point of Maui. And it's looking over one of these other islands that's completely isolated except for to the tribal people of that land. So it's very remote. It's a very odd area. And the water, they were going to have like 30 plus foot waves the next day. So the swell of the water, it wasn't waves at this point, it was just swell. So there was these shelves, and let's say here's the shelf. It would drop 20 feet and then come back up and drop 20 feet and then come back up. It wasn't crashing. It was just like a suction and then a back up. Slater's like, watch this. He jumps in the water, sucks out, boom, comes right back up and just puts his feet right where he was before. We're like, whoa. He's like, you guys try. Then I do it. And I'm like, whoa, I did it. And it was Kempson's turn. And Kempson was like, I'm not going to do it. And I was like, come on, man, let's go. Like, everybody's done it. He's like, no, I'm too scared. I was like, all right, I'll go in with you. So I jump in, he jumps in, he gets right back up, and I miss it. And now all of a sudden the change of the water pattern changes, and I can't get back on. And it's so strong and so turbulent. And I was like, and it's coastline like this for miles. So if you do not get back up on these rocks, you do not get back on. Like, there's no sand. Like, you don't get back on at all. And I'm like, fuck. And this isn't just rock. It is barnacles, sea urchins. Just, it might as well just be like a cheese grater of a rock. And now I'm trying to get in because now it's just changing even more. And I try to grab on, and it cuts me all up on my side and gashes my leg open. I still have a big scar on here. And I got back in, and it probably was 5 minutes, but it was one of these kind of things where it might as well have been 5 minutes in a microwave. It was just crazy. What I'm trying to say is I know what you're saying. I feel that feeling. When you do feel powerless by water, it is one of these kind of things where it's like, it's terrifying. Like holding your breath underwater, under a wave for 10 seconds feels like you might as well be holding your breath for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It sucks. And when I was doing the SOCOM dive screener the other day, the first time I took it, I failed. Second time I took it, I failed. There's just so much pressure to perform. Obviously, I know I'm not going to drown, but when I'm underwater and I'm having to hold my breath for those 15-second, intervals, come back up, grab a 2-second breath, and then go back down. The pressure of that entire test, it was weighing on me. So the second time I took it, I broke the restraints. I came to the surface. I was like, can't do it. The morning after, I'd never had a panic attack before. Morning after, I felt like an anxiety or a panic attack. I don't know what it was, but it felt like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't control my heart rate. My heart was racing. My palms were sweaty. And, Sarah's a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. So she laid in there on the bed with me. She was like just kind of talking me through it. It was so weird, felt out of body. So I think taking that test, for those of you who don't know, the SOCOM dive screener is you tie your hands and your feet and you're having to do 5 minutes of bobbing, 2 minutes of floating, 100-meter travel, front flip, back flip, mask retrieval. It's like now I've had this certain anxiety. Like if I'm in a tough situation, like, fuck, I don't want to do this 10-mile run, my mind will try to bail me from that situation. And it's just a super weird experience, and I don't like it. It's new to me. I don't know if I damaged my brain or I don't know.
Well, your body will create like almost like mental rope around certain areas to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And you may just need to be broken Free. I'll tell you this story. It's it's a little bit odd, a little bit off, but my roommate had a guy that went to Peru and did one of those ayahuasca experiences, and he felt back pain all the time, and a lot of mental angst around his
Before
life
or
and
after
everything.
he went?
Before
Before he was going. Okay.
And during this experience, he felt and saw a demon on his back, like on his back, where he was hosting all this pain. And he broke free of it. The dude's never had pain ever since. He's never had this angst anymore. And it was physical pain that he was feeling for a very long period of time. And he doesn't know when it connected in, but when he told me that story, it's like, so many of these things are psychological. And, I specifically in my place, every single season when I go back in and try to set records or win championships, you hit this point where your body doesn't want to go anymore. And it doesn't want to do things that you want it to. There's limits for all of us. And then there's, that limitless mindset. And, oddly enough, the people that I've met that have been in special forces and been able to do tests like you're saying, aren't these dudes with six packs and Ripley biceps and shoulders and, all these things. It's just somebody you would never expect. And somebody like would see you and they'd be like, specimen, super soldier. But then there's that next layer that just needs to be conquered and defeated.
Does it feel like you're drowning, Austen? Because I've seen what you described there. I don't remember the name, but I saw David Goggins do it just for fun. But he has his girlfriend filming him, but he tied his hands behind his back and tied his legs, and he goes, "I'm gonna go try this." But I mean, obviously, he's had some struggles finishing that test or passing that test as well. So, is that the closest to like simulation of drowning that you can pretty much get? But they teach you how to overcome that and then finish that swim?
Well, I passed the test. I passed the SOCOM dive screen the third try. And you're in a controlled pool, so with people watching you, so you're not going to drown. It's just the anxiety of not being able to use your feet and your hands. But yeah, it is to simulate like claustrophobia in the water. It's meant to really, really test you and break you down. So yeah, it's very similar. He jumped in the water. He did the travel, and you got to travel 100 meters for the test as well. Yeah, that's an easy part for me.
Are you one of these kind of people that kind of seeks out challenges and also seeks like mental development, at least at this stage in your life?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Are you a reader?
I read. Yeah.
What's like the vein of your books these days?
The best book I've ever read is Atomic Habits. But that's where I get my schedule, the schedule that you were mentioning earlier. I'll do about one self-development book and then 2 autobiographies. So right now I'm listening to David Goggins' new book. It's just like the first one.
Is it good?
What he's saying is, yeah, it's good. But the guy that comes in, that's the co-hosting with David, he's like worshiping David the whole time. So it gets kind of annoying. But what David's saying in the book is good.
He did that in the first book.
Yeah,
I don't know if I bought the audio book, and they're like, "Hey, David, well, would you mind just telling us about how great you are again?"
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
Yeah.
Fuck this book. I'm a David Goggins fan, but I'm not a David Goggins follower. Like, he's now got these worshipers, and there's this. It's almost like a different kind of thing. It's almost like as soon as somebody becomes famous, almost what got them famous changes in them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to hate. I think the guy is awesome. I think he's probably improved a ton of people's lives. So kudos to that. So Atomic Habits, I just put that down. I'm going to buy it. I'm actually listening to Jim Thorpe's book right now. I think it's Path. It's called Path by Lightning. I put this thing on my phone where it blocks me from doing like 90% of the things I want to do on my phone throughout the day. It's been helpful, but it's also been a massive headache trying to figure out how to handle this thing. Path by Lightning. Lit by Lightning.
I'm going to write that down too.
Greatest athlete of all time. Trying to beat that, so got to read about him so I can conquer his tasks.
You know, the CrossFit community would argue and say whoever wins the CrossFit Games is the greatest athlete of all time.
They say the fittest.
Or fittest.
Yeah. It's hard. The older I get, when I was younger, I used to be very combative. Like when someone said they're better than me, and I was like, no, no, no. And I just like, we measure in inches, they measure in meters, like whatever. It's like, it's hard all over the world. There's different representations of values and so on and so forth. There's like a dozen different religions, if not more. It's hard to sit here and say one's the most right of all rights. But they have some super stellar athletes over there, and there's super stellar athletes in other sports, and you have to respect all of them. Only thing I have to do is if I bump into any of them, I just have to beat them on the day. So that's my main goal. But Jim's one of those kind of people that he just did it all. Like, I really do appreciate this. You could put a baseball bat in his hand, he'd whack the ball. You put a football in his hand, he'd run with it and get the touchdown. You put him in track and field, he'd beat everybody. And, he's just kind of like this simple Native American man that was used and abused throughout his entire life. And, I'm not deep enough into the book to give you a really good understanding of it all, but the dude just kept on showing up and kicking ass. Didn't matter the challenge. I like that attitude. Didn't have the right shoes, so he ran in 2 different shoes. Like that to me is an athlete. The guy who succeeds against the odds.
I like books because you can put yourself in this environment of winning or a champion or whatever type of book that you want to put yourself in. And normally we don't get exposed to that on a daily basis. So when I'm reading or when I'm listening to a book, I feel like I'm in this, like the presence of whoever the author is, like, so it is inspiring. And that's a reason I love reading and listening to books.
Did you have trouble when you left the military kind of changing over into this media creator lifestyle where it's obviously much less regimented, much less intense, a lot less camaraderie? You're an independent now. Like, you have to be self-motivated, you have to be self-dominating, you have to have if you want to be as successful as you are, you have to be very diligent about your schedule. Like, how did you create that, and how did this absence, how did that affect your life?
Yeah, when I got out, I thought everything was going to be cool. I'm like, oh, this transition is going to be easy. I already have a job, my own business when I get out. But it was the camaraderie and feeling like I was no longer a part of something great. I had previously established my YouTube channel like 3 years before I got out. So the revenue was not a problem. That was coming in. But what was a problem for me is, if I didn't show up, the rest of my team didn't show up. And I knew, there's also that performance pressure where you have to show up and create these videos or else I'm not going to survive. I'm going to go homeless. So it was very hard to adapt and very hard to get my schedule right. And now that I'm in control, the military, I felt like I was going 200 miles an hour. It was wake up, shave, eat, go to work for 12 hours, go home, do whatever. Now I have nobody telling me what to do. Nobody says, hey, do this, do that. So I'm in charge of my schedule. And it took me a long, long time to get back up to speed, and I'm still working on it. But now comes the challenge of how much is too much? Like, how much do I optimize my schedule? And I've gotten to the point where I will go to sleep almost at the same time. I'll wake up almost at the same time. And I will anchor my schedule with these things. This morning was the gym. Usually it's wake up, walk the dogs, walk with Sarah, sit down for an hour, and then go to the gym. So yeah, when I got out, it was a very, very tough struggle. But now after 3 years of being out, I've gotten a lot better at scheduling.
Do you think a lot of people, if they don't have the initiative like you did, they fall into I'm just going to sit here on the couch and hit the bottle?
I see a lot of and it's sad. I see a lot of veterans that they will get their disability, which is can be anywhere from $2 to $4 grand. From like 800 to like $4 grand a month. And they'll say, okay, well, I'm getting paid, so I don't have to do anything. And they'll sit there and they'll basically just wither away. And that's why I'm constantly messaging all the people that have gotten out that I knew. And I'm like, yo, how's the transition? What are you doing? Like, I had a call with my cousin yesterday, and I was like, you got to get up and you got to keep fighting. You got to do something productive. You got to make something that's anchoring your schedule. You have to hold yourself accountable. That's why there's so much veteran suicide, unfortunately, because a lot of veterans feel lost when they got out. I did. A lot of my friends did feel lost. So yeah, it is a big thing, big challenge.
So for you now on this next development stage, like what would you say your biggest motivators are? Because, obviously you're creating content, which is very fun. It's very fun, but now you have an event company. When you wake up in the morning, like what do you see and say? You say like, what's the things that you're really aligning yourself with?
I get excited about offering people a unique experience, whether it's through watching one of my videos, whether it's competing at Battle Bunker, whether it's, coming to one of our weekend events. I love like the thought of someone being in a good community and having a great experience with something that I create is fulfilling for me. And I've never felt anything like it. It
What
all
would you
started.
say? Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say it all started when like I got my friends in the gym. It was a great experience for them. Like they loved the gym and I felt like I was curating that for them. So now that transitions over to products that we put out, Battle Bunker, pipeline, competitions, things like that.
What would you say is the most inspiring chapter of your business right now? Like, and it doesn't have to be like a ranking system, like if you don't vote it at the top, but like, would you say going to the field with the battle bus and going to meet these people in parking lots, seeing these people show up at the course, seeing people show up at Battle Bunker, doing some of your independent journeys on your YouTube channel? Like, what are the things that really kind of, shake you up inside these days?
I'm really shaken up to keep writing this story. I mean, it gets me excited. Like, I believe that as an entrepreneur or whatever, if you're not continuously writing an exciting story, then it's not going to be an exciting life. But specifically, when we go on tour with these military groups and we're doing paid collaborations or free collaborations, like we went over to NSW, Naval Special Warfare the other day to run their obstacle course. And I was thinking, dang, like even if I was in the Navy, I would never have this access, like completely special access. Now that we have this powerful YouTube channel that people like to use for recruiting or, get spread the message about military units, it's cool to be able to go in there and get that access. Like the Army got us access to their entire
Austin,
base. We flew in helicopters.
why would you not have that access? Is that training camp or wherever you went only accessible to the top tier of that branch of military? So unless you hit that tier, you wouldn't have access? Or
Well, as an enlisted sailor, I'm an enlisted sailor. Like I can ask different units all day and they're like, no, get the hell out of here. But on the content creation or recruiting side, they get all types of access. So now I'm being contacted by these recruiting agencies or just these agencies that want to share their story, like CHP or State Trooper Academy or Naval Special Warfare or the Army. And we're getting these special access that I would have been granted being just a regular sailor.
very cool.
So it's crazy because I used to be yelled at and bossed around, told what to do. And now
You're the big boss, man.
Now I'm the one telling people what to do. I'm like, get here. We're going to shoot this intro.
That's awesome,
So, yeah,
dude.
Fun.
Did you finish the course?
I finished the course. Yep. Took me 20 minutes.
Have you finished HyperCon?
No.
And keep on training. It's my goal. It's my goal to get you and Grant to finish the course this year.
I just need a little more grip strength. I mean, endurance. Grip endurance. That's what I need.
Dude, it bet you at the weight. When was the last time you did it?
246.
And what do you weigh now? 230?
235.
Dude, if you break 230, you'll 100% finish it.
Yeah, I think so too. I may can finish it now.
Yeah, I think so. Like I personally think the most important thing that you can do as an athlete is find a way. Like so, just in that Jim Thorpe book, they at the time that he was really famous as an athlete, they were really into studying measurements of human body to find like, you know, just all these similarities and try to get some kind of consistencies across the board so they could, you know, use it for health or performance. Jim's body, like, he was only 3 inches shorter than me, 20 pounds lighter than me. His arms were 2 inches smaller than mine. And I've always said, like, I at 192 am the best version of myself. Like, you can find this X marks the spot. I bet you at probably 215 would be a weapon. You can take your weight down. Your strength to weight ratio will still be the best that it possibly could be at your size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna keep dropping until I'm pretty lean and I feel good. I haven't been 215 in like 5-6 years.
But then you're gonna be like bodybuilder Austen. Back
I
to
know.
the shreddy spaghetti. Look at that definition across the top.
I already feel good, really good running. I mean, I feel great.
Yeah, dude, it hurts. When I first started running this season at 216 pounds, I was just like,
Imagine 240, 248.
I know. It's incredible, dude.
Let me pee really quick.
All right. Yeah, get out of here.
Y'all can admire the billboard that
I was about to ask about that next.
Is
I
it
couldn't
your
start out with
billboard?
it. I couldn't start with it because it'd be too braggadocious.
He's upgraded his studio. It used to be Garage Studio Austen. Now it's Billboard Bedroom Studio Austen.
Yeah, well, one of the roommates moved out. Now he's got his own room. He's super fancy. He's got his own house down there. Whoa, it's big living, dude.
I think that's a sound diffractor in the background. Yeah, it's like absorb sound.
Oh yeah. I don't have any of that shit. This microphone right here, dude, it cost me what, $25, and it's probably the best investment I could have had. I don't need this big boom mic. I'm too irresponsible to have the boom mic thing. Tell us about the billboard. Hey, look, Alex is up. Alex, you've never been up this early, Alex. What are you doing? What's going on?
He wanted to tune in. I texted him. I said, "You better tune in."
When I first started hanging out with Alex, it was like noon to 2 every day. It was his wake up time. What is this billboard? Tell us all about it.
All right, so
are you a hip hop star?
We were admiring the upgrade of the studio from Garage Studio Austen to Billboard Bedroom Studio Austen.
Oh yeah. I fought hard for this room. Sarah took the other one. All right, so what we have here is a few friends of mine came out with this song called "The Patriot" by Topher Town Music and the Marine Rapper, both veterans, both musical artists now.
Can we find it on Spotify?
Yes, you can. Yeah. I think this song has like, I'll tell you the story first. They had a song. I was like, dude, you guys need a music video. Let's create you a music video. Why don't you fly down here and we'll make a music video? And they're like, okay, cool. So they flew down here. I directed it. And my guy, Ivan, shot like the whole thing. And then they did some edits and whatever. We put it out on YouTube. And right now I think it's at 3 or 4 million views. But that song did really well on the Billboard charts. #1 artist, independent, Topher featuring Marine Rapper, The Patriot. #2 artist, independent, and then #6 in digital song sales for the week of February 6th. Yeah, so with a combination of that music video and the song, it topped the Billboard charts.
Wow.
That's it, yeah.
12 million views on Spotify.
Yeah. Listen to it.
Tens of thousands on my right, thousands by my side. War between good and evil, watching our fists collide. Battle for our freedom now, to the streets we ride. Flags waving all around, pages full of pride. This is what we make a stand, no more give or take. March around the Capitol.
Definitely unique, and yeah, some people would say controversial. But
really? Ooh, spicy.
It topped.
Facts Are Racist is the first song off the album.
What is it?
The name of the first song is Facts Are Racist.
Yeah. Very political.
Mm.
It's heavy.
Okay, honey, you ready to get into some of these questions?
Oh, I would like to get into some of the questions, but I just would like to finish this vein. So
Okay.
we are kind of catching up with you and whatever you got going on in your journey and kind of figuring out your psyche amongst, all the things you've got going on in your life right now. I do want to ask, because I think a lot of people ask me and I have my own interpretation of it. A lot of people are wondering what is going on with Battle Bunker, why Battle Bunker, who Battle Bunker. And like, I kind of want to ask at least your inspiration of where we're going, because I think a lot of people like to believe in brands. Like Joe DeSena, his backstory is he's this guy who used to work on Wall Street, grew up in Long Island, worked with gangsters, decided to leave money behind because people are soft, and he wanted to find the true essence of the hard soul. Pretty easy to understand story. He globalized it, kicked some serious ass. You're you are showing up in a space with already extremely experienced veterans, very competitive, hardworking people. I think it's important for you to kind of explain where you're coming from, what people can expect from you. So tell us a little bit about what we should expect from the first season of Battle Bunker and what you'd like to find from athletes, who you'd like to experience it with, and what you want viewers to experience and understand about the business.
Okay, so first off, I see Battle Bunker as like this hub. A lot of people think we're just the bus. Some people think we're just the obstacle course, but Battle Bunker is this hub, and we have different experiences under that hub or inside that hub. You have the pipeline, you have the battle bus, you have the community events like the trials and the open course.
Yeah.
Every single product or every single experience is built to make people better or give them inspiration to become better, whether they're watching or participating. Battle Bunker is so deeply rooted in the military. And the main thing I want to offer people is positive mental health. For me, my positive mental health comes through challenging myself and constantly trying to get better physically. In turn, it makes me better mentally. So I want to offer this to people and show them whether they're participating or watching. This year is our first year for the pipeline, which is the big tier experience that we have. It's a 3-phase competition. Starts with the combine. The combine's currently going on right now. And then the regionals, and then the Hypercon games. What was your base question there that I already answered?
Basically the who, what, when, where, why.
Yeah.
Battle Bunker.
Okay. So who's putting this on?
Yeah.
So I'm the host of Battle Bunker. I hate saying founder, but I'm the host of Battle Bunker. I'll be on the live streams as the host. I'm putting this on because like a lot of entrepreneurs, they go into a space that's easy. A lot of entrepreneurs, they go into, I don't know, I just don't want to be the type to do something that I'm not passionate about. Even though it could be like, good for the bank account or good for money or good whatever. The thought of building this competition series gets me excited. It's what I wake up to do every single day. For the longest time, it was me doing challenges on my YouTube videos and then just posting them for people to see. Now I'm offering a space for people to come in and challenge themselves and have their family see it and have their friends see it and have spectators that don't even know who they are see it. And the thought of having those people get inspired and putting them through an area of growth physically and mentally, that's what gets me excited. And that's why we host the Battle Bunker. And that's why we do the pipeline. And that's why we do the bus. So, yeah, it is a very competitive space. I'm 30 years old. I don't want to look back when I'm 70 and say, fuck, I should have done that. Like right now, I'm doing it. And I don't care if I have to go homeless, take out a loan, whatever. We're going to do it and we're going to finish it. We're going to finish this year strong. Whatever comes about it, comes about it. But I'm completely committed to offer this pipeline and these other experiences through Battle Bunker.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to partner up with you in it. Yeah, one thing that I would like to tell people who are listening to this is, Austen inspiration for fitness is something that is unique, but also global. Like, it's unique in the way that not many people think that they could accomplish something like this. But then all of a sudden, if you really get to the brass tacks of it all, it's military inspired fitness. There's probably been more people that have gone through the military than any sport in the entire world. Most of the movements, most of the challenges, most of the just overall mental tests and experiences that you will find in Battle Bunker have been done before in a military style version of training or testing. So I guess, for my inspiration as a race director and, partnering with Austen, we do this, we're over the phone all the time. It's not just isolated to him or me at any given point. We're really trying to give everyone the opportunity to experience this and really step in as an athlete. So some of the things we're going to answer upcoming next is basically some of the questions that we've been getting from athletes to understand the season better. And if you are an athlete right now who's listening, watching, whatever, however you get this information right now, show up and show down. Like, it's basically, you have an opportunity to step into the first leg of this journey and just work out with us. And that's what the beginning part of this pipeline is. And it started yesterday or 2 days ago. And I've already seen people around the world starting to do these workouts. I'll personally be doing them with a couple friends this week. It's good to move your body. It's good to test yourself. Don't be one of these kind of people who says, maybe next year. It's always best to start now and then get better for next year. That's my belief in almost everything that I've ever done. So, did you just type that in? Feel free to ask questions, y'all.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I was like, where the fudge did that come from? All right. So what kind of questions you got going on? Let's just rattle them off. And I'll go into my version too.
All right. So first question I have is, can we submit a better score if we already submitted, or should we just wait to submit? For the combine submissions, you have one submission.
Yeah.
If you complete a better score, then it's always, so if you try to submit again, it's going to mark it as a duplicate in our system, and it can't happen. So just one submission.
I guess if you really wanted to, you could cheat the system by changing your email.
Very true. You could, yeah. But then if you are placing high for the regional, then chances are your scores will be similar, and we'll see them in there. So, yeah.
Just letting you know how you can cheat the system. Yeah. What else you
got? So the rules for this year, yes, you can use a pacer or a pacing device for the 1600. And this question is, does a pacing device include a watch? Yes. How do you verify time? We verify time through keyframes on the video. So if you upload your video to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, whatever, there's a time marker that we access through an API if it's Facebook and Instagram, and we can see the running clock on the video. It's some nerdy stuff, but
super simple science.
The majority of this combine is just technology, forms, APIs, emails, and we have all that. So yeah. Do you have any questions on your Instagram?
Basically, the list is one. Is this going over to the UK? Guys, the locations are as is. We are doing Forder's Gym in Birmingham in the UK. So guys, if you are in the European region or any of those regions from over there, you can submit from anywhere in the world. If technically you are in that region and you qualify, you'll be competing in Birmingham. So anywhere not in the United States that is closer to those locations will be competing in Birmingham. That's the first one. So that is in the United Kingdom. Anybody in the world can submit right now. Obviously, you do have to be able to show up to the event at the regional, which is going to be June 3rd. So make sure you take that into account. Secondly, guys, if you are in North America, South America, even Australia, you basically would be competing in the United States regions. And, let's just say my buddy Chris Woolley. Chris Woolley would be an absolute weapon. I think there's a chance that he'll be submitting scores. He would be competing with us in Texas. That's a long way to fly from Texas for Texas, but in reality, if you want to compete at this level of the game, that's how you're going to participate. So understand, guys, in the initial stages of this, if I were you and you want to be an athlete, put your scores in now. It's just working out. I'm sure you guys all are doing it if you're listening to a podcast revolving around fitness. If you guys like High Rocks, Spartan Race, DecaFit, CrossFit, like this is very much in your lane. The workouts are as is: a 1 mile run, a strength superset of 3 rep max back squat, 3 reps max strict press, and then a superset of 2 movements, which is dumbbell thrusters and then burpees over the dumbbells. Basic stuff. So give it a try. It's not going to hurt. It's probably going to help. So that's question number 1 being answered. Another question that popped up in here, guys, is basically, you have these periods of time right now to submit. You guys could have done them beforehand, which a lot of people have done, and you're just submitting the videos now. We put that information out there early on because we understand that it's a pretty intensive season where there's lots of high rocks going on right now. This CrossFit, whatever it's called, semifinals are about to go off and quarterfinals were just going on. So this season, we made it super easy for you guys to see the workouts ahead of time, to train for them, even maybe do them if your schedule is too complicated. Those videos from if you filmed them beforehand are submittable now. So if you did it and you filmed it and you submit it now, we're not going to give you any kind of hard time. All we ask is that you guys work hard. And if you have hard-working scores, that gets you guys to the next level. So
how long ago are you going back for these videos? So let's say homeboy has a PR from 2 years ago that he did a strict press and he wants to submit that, and he
no,
looks.
No. That's very, you can tell. I mean, the strength superset is being filmed. It's a running clock. You have 5 minutes. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to switch the weights out 1, 2, 3. It's not like all of a sudden like a dude in red shorts, then all of a sudden pasted on top of a dude wearing black shorts. And you can see in the background, like, hey, that's a calendar that says 2018 in the background, pal. Like, we're not stupid. Don't send us videos of your best ever 3 rep max back squat and a totally different video of you randomly strict pressing 3 times. That's not going to work. And don't submit scores. Like, we're not dumb. Don't submit scores of you guys running a mile back when you were in high school, because that's not going to work. I hosted 2 events for OCR stars, and there were people that tried to cheat the system. And it's like, you're spending more time trying to cheat me than I am going to reject your video, because my rejection button goes like this. The amount of time that you spent exercising and then typing all that stuff in is longer. You may sneak past me, but I'll catch you later and you look dumb doing it. The other thing, guys, is questions that I got is, as far as regionals go, these are all you're showing up on your own accord. Once you guys get to the final, you're also going to show up on your own accord. And what's going to happen there is once you're there, you're completely housed and fed, okay, the entire time. All transportation, once you're there involving the competition, is taken care of on our behalf as well. This is initial, almost in every single sport around the world, unless you're a pro NFL, NLB, MLS player, you're going to pay your way to get there. And if you succeed, you're going to get paid very well by the time you go home. We're looking at $20,000 for first place. Like, that's more money than even I got $100 for setting the world record in Barcelona. And it wasn't even cash. It was a gift card. So just to let you guys know, we've worked very hard on our behalf to reward athletes for incredibly high levels of performance. So it's a very financially rewarding sport at the level that we presented it at. So that's where the win is, or just the win of experiencing thing. You don't always have to walk away with cash. Like, I did an Ironman and it cost me thousands of dollars. And all I got was a medal and a t-shirt and a hat. And I love it. I talk about it more than I do any of the other events that I went to. What else?
Quick question about the leaderboard. Leaderboard says coming soon. Yeah, it'll probably update Tuesday evening or Wednesday. It will not display scores. So it will display name and region We will not display scores. So yeah, that's the question about the leaderboard, and we
You
just
do
have
that
to figure
purposely,
that.
Austin? So people
Yeah,
can-
because if we're displaying scores, every single person is going to wait until Saturday at 10 p.m. to submit their scores, and they're trying to redo. So if we display scores, it's not going to be fair to the people that submitted Sunday or Monday or Tuesday.
CrossFit does do that, and people game the system for sure, but we're not doing that. So if I were you, the best way to beat the people next to you is not to outthink them; it's by outperforming them. I said
run
that
faster.
I said that at Battle Bunker. The first time we ever did it.
Why are you walking? Why are you walking?
Yeah.
Mr. T, I'm having trouble making the 5-minute time limit because of a facility and setup issues. Can you go after hours or something like that? Find a different gym. It's just, you can set up 2 barbells.
Yeah.
If you need to.
Yeah. If I were you, Mr. T, you're probably just going to have to pay the drop-in fee of like a Planet Fitness. And if I were you, bring a friend with you to hold the camera and basically film you at
Planet
one
Fitness
squat
doesn't have
rack.
barbells.
Well, whatever, dude.
Anytime
24-hour
Fitness
fitness, anytime fitness.
Yeah.
Unless you are like in the northernmost point of Alaska, I'd say you're probably around a fair amount of gyms.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what some of these things are. Do you want to see our setup on the video? Yes, you 100% have to see yourself doing the movements. Otherwise, we can't verify them.
Yeah.
How does the scoring system work?
I
Does
think
each
it might-
workout weigh the same?
I think it might mean like, do you want to see his camera set up to make sure that it's like live and what I think going back on it wasn't from 2 years ago. It was like a current phone and not a.
We want to see the gym setup. We don't care about seeing the camera setup. If that answers your question, Mr. D.
Guys, here's how it works. Turn this on, press this camera, go to video, face it towards yourself, press the red button, do the exercises in the view of the camera, squat, 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 press, 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 stop recording, send video.
Alonzo asks, how does the scoring system work? Does each workout weight the same?
Yes.
Yes, 33%, 33.3%.
Guys, I'll admit to you, 2 of these workouts are really, really well placed for somebody with like strength and then a strength conditioning engine, like a CrossFitter. One of them is very, very well designed for somebody with a great endurance engine for running. There are some people that I know that will probably run below a 4:30 mile, but then absolutely tank the squat and the shoulder press, and then they'll be holding on for dear life in the thrusters and burpees.
So Hunter, for a person like that is just going to kill it on the run and then be subpar on the other 2, do they still have a chance?
No.
Oh.
Think about it. If you're trying to get into special forces and you can do more push-ups than everybody, but you suck at running and you can't shoot for shit, that doesn't mean they're going to give you a certificate of a Navy SEAL or a Ranger. Like, I'm really good at push-ups, champ.
Let me make an amendment to that. You're competing against others. So if somebody else, other people are coming in your region and they're scoring less than you, I mean, they could be running 9 or 10 minute miles and have a 200-pound, total overall. You're going to go to the regional, but we have a lot of athletes submitting so far, and it's time to compete. Be strong, be fast.
What's the standards on depth? Like ass to grass, gotta get the legs 90 degrees, gotta squat down to a bucket
below parallel.
Break parallel, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Break parallel, below the chin, full lockout.
Mm-hmm. Elbows locked out.
Yeah, don't be the person who gets caught doing a push press.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing, that you can probably, people love to just, like, if you bend just a little bit when the weight hits you, that's not a big deal. But like, that's a different story. And we'll know that you're trying to cheat the system. Yeah, like, you guys got to recognize there's going to be submissions of hundreds, if not thousands of people doing this thing around the world, and only 21 male and 21 female for each region. So 42, 120, 126 people entirely around the world are only going to be brought to this thing. So yeah, it's going to be rather tight to get to the regionals. So do your best. You can do the workouts multiple times. Make sure you got some good training partners with you. It always is going to help.
Yeah. I love seeing, we have a lot of, gyms getting involved with, all their members just cheering people on in these videos. And it's great. I love to see it.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we have this note right here, probably about asking showing weights. Yes. Like, make sure, guys, that when you have the barbell, that you show the weights that are on the side. That's pretty basic. I'll make a submission video so that we guys nail this down so that everyone can get this properly. And if you guys, for some reason, screw something up, often if we can tell that it was a legitimate error rather than you guys trying to cheat the system, we will allow you to resubmit. We're not the kind of people that want to see you fail because of a simple error. Intentional errors are different. But what it means is, guys, like when you go up and you do back squats, sometimes bumper plates are very difficult to tell whether or not they're 45s, 25s, or 35s. So go up and say, hey, guys, 140 at the end after every single lift show, 145, 245, 345s. That's 315 pounds. Here's my back squat at 315. 1, 2, 3. Same with, hey, I'm going to do my strict shoulder press now with 135 pounds. Just put 2 145s on each side. Show us the video. Yeah, it's going to be a tight week. I'm going to do some of the tester workouts with Cole this week. So if you guys want to see some blazing hot times, I'm going for a 440 mile.
Hey, can we get more videos of you in the helmet?
Dude, that thing's beastly. Did you see how much weight I was moving right there, dude? The bar was bending. I was like, yeah, dude, I could have flown if I don't know if you watched the last one. I jumped so high with it and I didn't brace. And when it came down, it buckled my knees. I almost folded underneath the thing. I'm feeling really primed. If you're competing against me this year, you're in big trouble. Austin, anything else you want to tackle? Does the size of the person take into account?
Here's a technical.
Well, Dylan Dorn.
Let's see. So many athletes are just looking at the form. I think they're getting prepared. Like we've had a lot of people in the form. It asks you. It says, "Welcome to the 2023 Battle Bunker Combine Submission Form." And it says proceed. You click proceed. It asks your first name and it says, great. Are you ready to submit your scores? And 99% of people are clicking no. So I think, we added that bounce back just because I knew there was going to be a lot of people that are just wanting to look at the form and not submit yet. So we have a lot of people that are about to submit, but they're just looking at the form, looking for some extra intel, So yeah, I can see those visits.
I think what Dylan needs to know is it proportionate? Like a person that's like my size, 177 pounds, if they put up X amount of weight, just proportionate wise to a person like Hunter, it's gonna be different. But that's a lot of weight for me, but not really a lot of weight for Hunter. I think at the end of the day, what weight are you putting up, right? You guys aren't taking into account a 5'7" man that's 130 pounds back squatting X amount, blah, blah, blah.
It'd be tough for somebody like Dylan to have to hear this because he looks like a 200-pound man, but has the strength of a 130-pound man. But you got to understand, when it comes to competition, nobody cares what you look like. It's just how well you compete. So, there's people that are 6'8" in the NBA that dunk basketballs, and there was like Scottie Pippen or whatever. I don't know. There's maybe not Scottie Pippen, but there's guys who are under 6 feet tall that dunk basketballs too. It's just, can you get the job done? Yeah. And there's Navy SEALs that are like 5'2", and then there's Navy SEALs that are, over 6 feet tall. And then there's special forces. My favorite special forces I ever see are the ones that just look like tanks and they do it all. Cole Schwartz. What's the penalty for thrusters at not lockout? Basically, we're going to assess penalties based on the time of repetition. But what's going to end up happening, guys, is there's going to be a multiple second count for every single time you get docked. So like, let's say you miss 5 thrusters, you're going to be given 3-second penalty on each thruster. That's just based on the variance. Likelihood, if you're missing more than 5, you're going to be docked. You're going to have to redo the workout, or it's not going to be submittable. I'm going to probably, after watching all the videos and seeing how bad people are, I'm likely going to give people 5-second penalties per thruster, if not 10. Because if I see that you guys are, what's that?
Is there a thing for X amount of time between the 3 reps? Like I put up 1, and then do you have to re-rack it, or you just hold it on your chest?
Well, as long as you're under the time count, I mean, technically what we really want you guys to do is 3 continuous reps. Like if you go,
that's a
boom,
yeah,
boom, boom. If you guys basically are doing it and you're sitting there for like 20 seconds between rounds, it's not the same. We'll make sure that all this stuff is 100% verified and, announced so that everybody can get it in. But
go
ahead.
Go ahead. I'm going to answer this question next from Chase Stewart.
I'll go for it.
Okay, Chase. So the way the form is set up, actually, I'm going to present my screen and I'm going to walk you guys through this form. Let me get it really quick.
Can you do that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's not going to show results. It's not going to show anything else but the form. So present, share screen, share a tab. There it is right there.
I need water so badly.
There it is right there.
I've been drinking Builder all day.
Dude, I've had like 20 of them. You guys want to hear a funny story real quick? Totally off topic. But this is a promotion for my business and not necessarily hacking on the competition, but my brother contacts me. He goes, man, I need some protein at the house. And I was like, dude, I usually just take BCAAs. I haven't taken protein in years. And he goes, well, what would you suggest for me? And I said, just go get Optimum Nutrition. It's what I used to take when I was younger. And then all of a sudden I was at the store and I was like, maybe I should get some Optimum Nutrition too. Like I've been trying to increase my protein intake, blah, blah, blah. And my brother calls me. He's like, dude, I've just been having the worst gas lately. He's like, it's just the worst gas. And I'm like, huh, that's funny. I've been having terrible gas too. And then I just sat there and thought, and I was like, what have we both been eating? And I was like, it's that Optimum Nutrition, dude. I literally don't touch protein, and it both gave us like terrible gas. I can have like 100 grams of BCAAs every single day, but for some reason, protein shakes, I forgot how bad they mess up your gut. So just a warning to you guys, be careful about what you drink or you may get gassy.
Ryan, can you pull that screen share up?
Yeah.
Saw a couple of videos.
Okay, so when you're going to this combine submission form, you're going to start it. What is your first name? Austen is my first name. Nice to meet you, Austen. Ready to submit your 2023 combine scores. So right here, it says you should have completely recorded and uploaded your videos to a hosting platform like YouTube, Facebook, Vimeo. So in order to submit the form, the videos already have to be uploaded. So complete all the workouts. They can be done on separate days. Upload them to a hosting platform. YouTube is the best. Just click unlisted if you don't want anybody else to see it. And then you're going to click yes. You're going to submit your last name and then country. So for me, it'll be United States. And then what is your 1600 meter capacity time? If you're a 540 right here, click OK, and then link your verifying video.
Yeah,
so
buddy.
Go to your notes or go to YouTube, select that link and link us the video. This is how we verify your scores. So yeah, you have to have all the workouts completed and recorded in order to submit the form.
Yeah. Guys, we're getting a lot of things. We got one from Cole. We got one from Wild Peresini family. Understand this. Please do your reps to the utmost of your capability. And based on like what we can see is noticeable cheat reps, you guys are going to be docked heavily. This isn't like it's okay, we like this guy. You're going to be docked heavily. So if you guys have poor reps, you will get no reps. If you get multiple no reps, your video will be turned down. And if we catch you guys doing things in your running videos, your lifting videos, any of this kind of stuff, I'll just dock you. Like, we really want to see the best people get through the pipeline here, and we will make sure that we see people that are working very, very hard and had a couple questionable reps given the opportunity to do this again. We'll always give you guys an opportunity to do it again. But if it's obvious that you didn't do the work that we asked you to and you submit a video trying to just weasel yourself in, you're going to get rejected. So we have a hard judging team. Understand, guys, do your reps as clean as possible. Supposedly, there's people that were bending knees in the videos. I haven't observed these videos, but guys, as soon as we start to get into the judging thing, if we catch you bending your knees, we're going to catch you getting rejected. So just don't do it.
Yeah, and I reshared to Battle Bunker Story, A Wild Parasini, to answer your question. Yeah, I know exactly the submission you're talking about, and yeah, he was bending his knees. I had since messaged him and be like, hey, don't bend the knees. You know, it's a strict press. Hips and knees are locked.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're excited that people are out there trying to put out work, though, and the community will improve and get better over time.
100%. We're not, dangling this combine thing over y'all's head and saying, hey, here's the combine, here's the combine. We're thankful for every submission, but for, regionals and regional athletes, we're going to be judging based on proper form, the proper form that we've announced previously, and the form in the combine rule book, which is on the combine page.
You go. There's also a hack where you can bounce the bar, kind of blah blah blah. Thanks, Alonzo.
Instead of figuring out a ways on how to make it look like you're on cheat, just don't cheat and do it correct, and then you won't have to worry about, well, if I bend my legs a little bit, just do it how it's instructed, and then you don't have to worry about, well, am I going to get docked?
Well, listen, take as many risks as you can. Just don't get caught in the process. Yeah, guys, this is going to be a very exciting season. Obviously, the video submission-based opens are the kind of things you get to do in the comfort of your own home. It's ultimately all of your guys' goals to, 1, participate, but then 2, to move on. So make sure you guys participate. It's great to be involved in this community. 2, moving on is the real win here, where basically you guys are going to get to go to the regionals, and then obviously coming to the fittest place on earth and one of the most incredible elite training centers on the planet. You get to come down to sunny Southern California and hang out with Austen and I and the team and do some of the craziest shit you could ever imagine. So I'm excited about the next stage. Austen, are you coming up to training camp? Are you going to come spend time with the boys? I think it's important that you do.
When is training camp?
Starts today. Starts tomorrow. Cole shows up tomorrow. Then we got, I think Carly will probably show up for a little bit. We've got Kyle, Kid Koki's coming in. We got George coming in. We have athletes coming from all over the world, and it's going to last for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks, very potentially. Right now, I am pinned down with not stress, just the task of monitoring these pages, making sure the pages stay up, making sure the form's good, making sure all these submissions are coming in and accounted for, and also managing the judging team. So after I get out of the thick of the combine, and after we have made the regional invites, then very potentially, yes.
Heck yeah, boys and girls. All right, guys, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in and getting these questions in. I really love how involved our community was today. This is a better episode. We are going to make sure that you guys get all of these answers. So please make sure that you send all of your questions to Austen, and I will be there supporting on the side. No, I'm just kidding around.
We do get lots of questions through email. You can always email support@thebattlebunker.com. Just be sure to check your email, especially if you are signed up for notifications or if you are submitting the combine, because we are sending the majority of notifications through social and email. So make sure you're checking your spam, making sure you're getting every single email from Battle Bunker.
Heck yeah, baby. All right, boys and girls, I got to pack the truck and get to the mountains.
All right, cool. Nice to speak with you guys. Thanks, everybody, for the questions. We'll see your combine submissions.
Hugs and kisses, boys. See ya.
All right, see you later. Bye.